Hey, I hope you're ready for today's lessons, and we're going to be talking about jars and other equipment that you'll be using in canning. So in front of me, hopefully you can see the jars. I have a half-gallon. The only things that I would can in here are grape juice and apple juice. Those things have been approved. I'm unsure about the rest of them, and I just started canning juice, so I haven't done enough research on it to feel comfortable to do anything outside of that. So half-gallon, you really don't use a lot. Now you could store things in this. You could put flour in it, you could put rice in it, then you could put the lid on it, and you can vacuum seal it to make it shelf stable until you break that seal. Those are what you use the half-gallons for. The most two common ones that you are going to use will be the quarts and the pints. This also is a pint, except for it's decorative on the outside, and it probably was in the canning jars for making jams, as you can tell. Then you have your half pint, and this is called the quarter pint. I love this thing. I usually will can minced garlic, minced onion, mushrooms, green chilies, things like that inside of one of these smaller ones. That way when I open it, I've used it. These ones are usually made for jams and jellies. One of the questions that I get is, can I use jars that I got from the store? I do use some of the store-bought jars for foods that I will use within 1 month. Meaning I can all of my dog food, and she has 31 pint-size jars of food. I will usually use this so that I'm not taking up my other canning supplies. I will use these. I also use them for salsa, for pizza, for anything that I'm going to use within 1 month. This is not approved on that site, just so that you're aware. And that's what people call rebel canning, when you use something outside of the approved guidelines. You have to decide what is safe for your family. You must do the research and decide which way you want to go. We want to make sure that we're doing all the right steps so that what we put in front of our family, we know is, one, we know what the ingredients are, and two, we know that this is better for our family. It's not something that's going to harm them. So that's why I tell each of you to do your own research, because you need to be convinced in your own mind which method and what you do works for you. Now, if I'm using these jars, I'm also using their lid. But what I'm making sure is that their lid, the gasket around here and this ceramic tile, there's no damage to it. If it has rust, I am not going to use it to can, okay? Jars have wide mouth and regular mouth, as you can see. The difference is wide mouth I would probably use for like pickle spares, asparagus spares, so that I could just lay them in there instead of trying to get around the neck of the jar. You also have a 2-lid system for your jars. The wide mouth goes on the wide mouth with the ring on it. This goes on the regular with the ring on it. I also want to show you about headspace. This is the neck when it starts to curve. This is 1-inch headspace. This is 1/2 inch headspace, and this other part of this line is 1/4 headspace. So when it's calling for a headspace, you want to fall in the area that it's telling you to do. That's with both the food and with any liquid that you put in it. Now, I told you the most common are going to be your quarts and your pints. And really, what you use depends on what size family you have. If you're a family of 2, you probably want to just do pints for everything that you're doing. Family of 4, you might want to do all quarts. Now, these are both peaches, and the reason that I've done them in 2 separate ones, this one is going to be for my pies or my desserts. It's enough to fill a pie filling, and so that's why I have that. If I just want to open a jar of peaches, put them in a bowl, and set them on the dinner table, this is why I'd use this. Once I open this, you need to put a different type of lid in it or put it in another container. Need to put it in the refrigerator. It is no longer shelf stable. One of the things that I like is I have the aftermarket large mouth and small mouth where I can just put these on it. So I really encourage you to get these. I'm going to have them in the link below. If you're on TikTok at all of these things should be in my shop. Just go to my profile showcase and you'll see everything that I have in there. So these are in there, and I really love those. So that's why I would use the 2 different ones. Now, I also use these for storage, and that's the only time that I use the ring on it, if you notice. I do not store my jars with rings. And the reason being is if I can do this and hold it by that lid, this is already sealed. Now, if I put a lid back on it or a ring back on it, store it, and for some reason this becomes unsealed, that ring will hold it tight and it might reseal itself, but it has already been exposed to air and it could spoil. So you don't really want to leave your rings on when you're putting them on the shelf. To test food, you grab by that little cap. If I can hold by that little cap, it's sealed. If it becomes unsealed, I should notice because of some of the discolorization, you'll notice that it's not the pop, the center is popped back up and you'd be able to hear it. So I don't care, even if I test these in 5 years and these look sealed, I'm still going to look, smell, taste a little bit to make sure everything is good. I feel confident about it, but I'm still always going to do it. Now you can vacuum seal things like this. So that right there, if that's down and you can't do that, it is sealed. But because I can do that, this one is not sealed. It's not even vacuum sealed. The lids come with theirs. If there's any rust on here, and I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of black on the gasket. Now, I reuse my lids up to a year unless I notice the side is flipped up too much. This is scratched off. The gasket is not good. So this one I will not use again. Again, this is something that is not approved. It is recommended that you use brand new lids. You can reuse your rings, but use brand new lids every time you can. So notice the difference between those 2. This one I haven't even used yet. So you can kind of tell. And this one going in the heat pile. I love this. And I love this specific one. It's made by Ball. It has really sturdy rubber handle, sturdy rubber jar grabbers. And it could do it in your canner too. So I feel very confident to do this and know that jar is not going anywhere. I would not do that with some of the other jar grabbers that I've had in the past. I really like these. They're more expensive, but they're going to be with you for a very long time. And you're also going to feel a lot safer. These also are in my TikTok shop. So you can buy just the lids. They usually come in a pack like that. You can buy the ring and lids. This is 12 regular mouth ones. And then if you buy a new container of jars, those are already going to have lids and rings on them. If you're not storing your jars with rings, then you really only need to keep 50 to 100, depending on how much canning that you do. because those are only on there during the processing to keep that lid down tight so that it can seal. If you do want to store your jars with a ring, if you feel more comfortable, make sure that the ring is not tight against here. So you can do that. That would be no problem. But what you don't want it to do is hold that seal down tight, because if it becomes, that's what we call a false seal, it comes undone and it might seal itself back up depending on the conditions of where it's at. These are little toilet paper holders. I found these wonderful to use. I use this, and I can take this with me when I go. When I'm at the canner, I just pull both of these out there, and they're readily available for me. Other items that you need: funnel. So this will fit in both regular mouth and wide mouth. You're going to want a magnet, and usually these things come as a kit. That's what my other one is this color, and it came as a kit with the magnet with this measuring side. And this is good for being able to pick up your lids out of hot water. Now this has, let's see where you can see it. This says 1 inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch, 1/4. Meaning if it says 1 inch headspace, I'm going to stick this there, and that means I can only go that far in the jar. And that's where I was telling you, it's this ring. So this is a really nice for beginners, or if you just start using your rings, you can be able to tell there. And the other way this is good for is once you put food in it, you're going to debubble it. This I asked for, and I would not waste your money on it. I use this a lot during canning. It goes on your sink and expands there. And as I'm canning things and cleaning them, I'm able to put them in here. This thing will hold, I believe, that 60 oranges and 50 apples. It's 6 quarts, and I love this. And it goes down. Again, this one I know. I have done this on my shop many times because it's something I definitely recommend. And then today when I was out shopping, I found this at one of the used stores where I have this screen too. I'm excited about that because I have just learned how to do tallow, and this is going to be very helpful for that. So this tool, you just put the lid and then you pop the lid off. I've seen wooden ones. This one is pretty reasonable. This is really good. I just use this, and I just put it in the dishwasher every now and then, make sure it stays clean. If you have any questions, then I would encourage you to put it in the comments. If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate you liking, commenting, and then reposting it so that others. And if you want to come back to it, save it. There's a lot of new followers on here. So whatever channel that you're looking on, I think that when you hit subscribe, you can also put notifications. So just make sure that you click that if you don't want to miss any videos. Thank you for being here on the Daily Dig with Debbie. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have yourself a great day.